talk about traveling cross country with weed, but only in a theoretical sense because I'm not doing that. So I'm coming out of Oregon where that's fine and legal, and almost every town you can buy some weed, and got to be at least 30 places in Eugene where I'm from you can buy weed products, edibles, Rick Simpson oil, extracts, all that. But in Washington you're okay. You're theoretically not allowed to take it over the border from Oregon to Washington, but that's not policed. So Oregon you're okay, Washington you're okay, legal. Idaho, once you cross that border into Idaho, you're now looking at time, depending on the quantity, serious time. So I always told people when I was an attorney, you have something, lock it in the trunk, or put it, if you're in a trailer, somewhere in the trailer, locked. I mean, hidden is good. And now, theoretically, you shouldn't have to hide it because a warrant is required to search. If you have a toolbox in the back of your truck, you can lock that. A warrant is required to search things that are not within your immediate grasp in the vehicle. The law is such that the police officer, when you get stopped, is allowed to search the inside compartment of your vehicle for weapons, no matter what. And that's just because the reasoning behind that rule is you could reach for a weapon. You could be mad about the traffic stop and reach for a weapon. So an officer does not need a warrant to search your cab for weapons on any kind of traffic stop. Once he starts talking about the trunk, he needs a warrant. For if you're towing something, that would require a warrant. Those are places you could not reach, or not within your immediate reach to grab a weapon. And they fall outside the parameters of where an officer can search just based on any traffic stop, like if you got pulled over for speeding or a broken tail light. He can search your cab. Now, okay, so that's basically, let's say you're in a state like Idaho, illegal, then you go from Idaho to Montana. Montana's cool. I think it's like, recreation is legalized, but they haven't figured out dispensaries, so there's really no penalty. They can't prove you transported across state lines. Montana, you're good. The problem is that you're going to at some point drop down into South Dakota where you're no longer good. I don't even know what the penalties are in South Dakota, but again, it's depending on the quantity, and if it's like oil, it can be crazy. And so the legal steps I talked about are the only things you can really do. And when an officer says, "Can I search?" you have the right to say no, and ask for it. When they say that, try to see if there's a body camera recording. You want that no recorded. You can ask for an officer, a supervisor on the scene. You can, and just make it clear that you are not giving your consent. If they want to search beyond where they're allowed, they will need to get a warrant. And that's as best as you can do. Otherwise, you can follow the speed limit and avoid getting stopped. They do need they can't, theoretically, can't just stop you because of your plates or you look suspicious. Although, they might find a reason to because you're going 1 mile over the speed limit or you've got a blinker out. So you've got to assume you're going to get stopped on some bullshit reason. And if you're prepared for that, what's called the protective sweep around your cab and other compartment, they're going to need a warrant for the rest of the stuff, the trailer and the trunk. So that's the best you can do is best the Fourth Amendment does for us. And so I did graduate from Georgetown Law. I practiced law for a few years. I did some Fourth Amendment exclusionary rule work.